Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are going to learn how to solve one-step equations. We've got three success criteria, and the first one is to understand what solving equations means. So an equation is a statement that says two expressions are equivalent, and it will always have an equal sign in it. And in maths, solve means to find the value of unknown letters or letter in an equation. So to solve an equation, we use inverse, that means the opposite operations. So the inverse of addition would be subtraction. The inverse of subtraction would be addition. The inverse of multiplication would be division. The inverse of division would be multiplication. And the inverse of squared is square root. So now we've completed success criteria 1. So now we're going to move on to success criteria 2, and this is to solve one-step equations with positive integer solutions. So we want to solve x plus 4 equals 10. Now x is just representing a number, and we want to find out what number the letter x represents. So what number, when we add 4 to it, would give us the answer 10? So you can probably solve this one in your head. But today we are going to have a look at using the inverse method, as this will help us solve some harder equations later on. So if we want to solve x plus 4 equals 10, we do the inverse of adding 4. So we do the opposite of adding 4 to 10. So the opposite of adding 4 is taking away 4. So if we take away 4 from 10, 10 take away 4 is 6. So we can say that x equals 6. This time we want to solve 6b equals 60. Now 6b means 6 times b. So b is a letter that represents a number. So 6 times what number would represent 60? So again, you might be able to do this one in your head, but we're going to use the inverse method. So we want to do the inverse, or the opposite, of multiplying by 6. So the opposite of multiplying by 6 is dividing by 6. So we're going to do 60 divided by 6, which is 10. So b equals 10, because 60 divided by 6 is 10. This time, we want to solve 2 equals a take away 5. Now this means a is a letter that represents a number. And when we take 5 away from that number, it gives us the answer 2. Again, you might be able to do this one in your head, but if you can't, just do the opposite of taking away 5. So the opposite of taking away 5 is adding 5. So we do 2 plus 5, which is 7. So we can say 7 equals a, or a equals 7. This time, we want to solve y over 5 equals 20. Now, y over 5 means y divided by 5. So what number, when you divide it by 5, gives us 20? Now, a lot of people get this wrong because they say that the answer is 4. But it's not 4, because 4 divided by 5 doesn't equal 20. So to help us, let's think about what the opposite of dividing by 5 is. The opposite of dividing by 5 is timesing by 5. So let's do 20 times 5, and that's 100. 100 divided by 5 gives the answer 20. So y equals 100. This time, we want to solve x squared equals 16. So squared means times by itself. So what number times by itself would make 16? To help us with that, we can do the opposite of squaring something, which is to square root it. So we can square root 16. Square root of 16 is 4, because 4 times 4 is 16. Now this time we want to solve 15 over x equals 3. So 15 over x means 15 divided by x. So 15 divided by what number would give the answer 3? So when the letter is on the bottom of the fraction, simply swap round the bottom of the fraction with what the equation equals. So we can swap the 3 and the x around. So x will equal 15 divided by 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So x equals 5. Here's a question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. So this time we want to solve 40 over c equals 10. So when the letter is on the bottom of the fraction, swap around the letter and the number that it equals. So swap around the c and the 10. So c will be 40 divided by 10, which is 4. So c is 4. Here are some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. So there's your green answers. There's your amber answers. There's your red answers. And there's your purple answers. The greens made lizard. The ambers made oasis. The reds made camel. And the purples made cactus. And now we've completed success criteria 2. So now we're going to move on to number 3, and this is to solve one-step equations with decimal, fractional, or negative solutions. So this time we want to solve x plus 12 equals 5. So again, x is just a number that we're trying to find. So if we do the opposite of adding 12, so we do 5 take away 12, that's going to be minus 7. So x equals minus 7. In this question, we want to solve 2x equals 9. So 2x means 2 times x. So what number times by 2 makes 9? So we can do the opposite of timesing by 2. So that's dividing by 2. And 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. Or we can give our answer as a fraction, and that would be 9 over 2. Or 4 and 1/2. Here we want to solve 5x equals 9. So 5x means 5 times x. So we need to do the opposite of timesing by 5. So we're going to divide by 5. So 9 divided by 5 is 9 over 5. Here we want to solve x squared equals 10.24. So the opposite of squared is square root. So we need to do this one on a calculator and do the square root of 10.24. and we should get the answer 3.2. For this question, we want to solve 21 over x equals 5, giving your answer as a decimal. So 21 over 5 will equal x, so we can use a calculator for this one. So x is 4.2. Here's a question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. So for this one, we want to do the opposite of taking away 8.2. So that's adding 8.2. So minus 3.6 plus 8.2 is 4.6. So x equals 4.6. Here's another question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. So here we want to solve y divided by 3.7 equals 2. So we need to do the opposite of dividing by 3.7, which is timesing by 3.7. So 2 times 3.7 is 7.4. Here's another question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. So we want to solve 67 over y equals 10. So when the letter is on the bottom of the fraction, we can swap around the y and the 10. So 67 over 10 equals y. And we could just give this as our answer. Or if we want to give it as a decimal, the answer would be 6.7. Here's some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. So here's the green answers. There's the amber answers. There's the red answers. And there's the purple answers. The greens made donkey. The ambers made tractor. The reds made farmer. And the purples made goose. And now we've completed success criteria 3. So now that we've completed the last objective, it's time to end the video. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you found it useful. Make sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to check out the videos on the rest of the channel. I'll see you next time. See ya.